Hey, yo, internets, you are listening to the Combat Jack Show podcast. I'm your host, Combat Jack, Reggie Say. How y'all doing out there? What's up, King?
My man.
What's going on, man?
How you doing, man?
I mean, you know, let's get into it, man. I just want the internet to know, man, we're in a very intimate setting right now. We got B-side anthems in the room.
Hey.
You know.
Hey.
What's up, B-sides?
What's up?
Chilling. Why you always got to sound so, what's up? So sexy on the microphone. Niggas ain't coming to hear all that sexiness on the mic.
It's not. It's just my regular voice, and I'm kind of high, so you know.
There you
I'm
go.
sounding a little
wavy,
chill, a little goofy, you know.
All right.
Might sound a little sexy to some of you.
Get your goofy on.
Hey.
And then we got one of the Combat Jack Show's closest friends, longest supporters, man, and just around great dude. He's doing amazing things in Atlanta. We got Jason Lee, aka Hip Hop Obama Bossip, is in the building. What's up, Ja?
What up, man? I'm
good, man. So, King, man, I understand y'all did another episode. Y'all recorded one. It was kind of like a what was the theme of this episode?
I initially wanted to call it Crew Love because I had some other people that I had reached out to come down, such as like Jamila Lemieux.
Okay.
She had a costume Halloween party or whatever.
With Minnie Mila?
Nah, this was some adult
shit. Yo, Jamila, man, don't be walking around with them things too out, girl.
I didn't see her pictures, but I saw her and her crew. Well, she told me her and her crew was gonna dress up as the girls from Girl Trip.
Okay. As a matter of fact, Jamila, you know, girl power, the whole nine. Walk out with them things out. Yo, so King, man, thank you for continuing this train, man. We told these internets we wasn't gonna stop. You asked me how I was doing.
Yo, how you doing, man?
I mean, that's a. Cause
you know they're listening to you now. Like, what's going on?
Oh, my niggas is attentive.
You know they are.
Internet's all attentive.
Yeah.
First of all, let me tell you something, man. Like,
you're home. Welcome home.
Thank you. I'm out of the hospital.
Yeah.
I'm out of the hospital, man. I'm in the healthy confines of home, man, where, you know, it's crazy, man, when you're in a hospital, when you wake up in a hospital and some of your gutulas is missing and you can't even breathe. You know how to pee. You don't know how to nut. You know what I'm saying? After a week and a half of that shit, two weeks of that shit, you kind of gain like this Stockholm syndrome thing where you don't want to leave. You want them niggas to keep poking you with needles and shit. But last night was the first night at home, man. It was fantastic.
Dope.
If nobody was waking me up, I was getting up easy to pee and shit. You know what I'm saying? Drinking water, watching Netflix. But yeah, man, first and foremost, internets, man, y'all really, really, really melted my heart with the overwhelming source of support, man, and strength and you know, just positivity, man. I really, really thank y'all for that, man. That, if anything, I'm not gonna get emotional this episode because we gotta get to that point, but there was so many times these past 2 weeks where, you know, be it a tweet or a letter or a DM or a visit, where I broke down so many, I cried so many tears this week, King. Mm-hmm. But it was the weirdest thing, man, because it was tears of joy. Like, there's never been once where I was like, yo, why me? Like, why? And I'm not shitting against anybody that handles situations like that. But I was just filled with joy and appreciation and really internets, y'all. I think this is the first time y'all humbled me and made me realize how much of an impact I've probably had on y'all, because to get so much love from around the world, around the country, around the world, 24/7. I mean, nigga, we trended. Combat Cancer trended. And I never, you know, this ain't no situation to be happy about trending about. But, like, if this is a fraction of what I ever gave y'all niggas, I'm humbled. Thank y'all for rocking with us. What? You want this to be... Nigga, you want me to do Johnny?
Tear up, man.
Nah, we talking, man.
Yo,
you my wingman.
Yo,
you want me?
It's a lot of love, man. A lot of support. I want to personally shout out to internets and you know, our peers and contemporaries for the support as well, because you don't know. You know what I mean?
You don't know.
It's like you do it. You know, I think I was telling somebody the other day, I'm like, yo, this we had no blueprint. Like, there's no method that we.
I'm sorry, man. I'm scratching my balls right here.
Oh man.
So I know we're not gonna. No, I could do that. I'm sitting on the couch in my polo gym shorts and no underwear.
They legit
and
polo?
My nuts.
You need some hand sanitizer?
Yeah, I might need some hand sanitizer, my nigga. But anyway, what's up, my nigga?
Nah, but we not doing
No doubt.
Yo, but not the support, man. Like even from, and I don't mean to be a hype beast right now, whatever. But the celebrity factor of it, right? For the nosy people on the internet, right? Fat Joe.
Fat Joe called me and said, "Get well."
Bun B. J. Cole.
J. Cole hit me on the text. It was some real special shit. LL Cool J, that shit's on the Insta. But beyond that, man, the nigga, like, so my mom's is 93 years old. My mom's is 93 years old. And before I went to the emergency room 2 weeks ago, she saw me doubled over with pain.
Yep.
And I'm her only child. She lost her youngest brother, one of her youngest brothers to colon cancer about 15 years ago. And, I'm not trying to be an asshole because I'm not even knowing what I'm going through. But I know that I'm going to be all right. And my mom's, the way she was worrying, I decided not to tell her until I came out the hospital, until she saw me on my feet and knew a nigga wasn't spaced out, ready to die, because I'm not. So, I didn't tell her. I told her I was in the hospital and I was coming home. I actually think I told her I was home. But then Monday morning after you posted that newsletter of me coming out with the announcement.
Oh, yeah, the press release. Yeah.
Nigga, the press release, that shit ended up on New York 1 News.
New York 1, bro.
That shit ended up on
Billboard,
page 6.
All Def Digital.
And then my baby cousin follows A. King. She's like, oh, word?
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck. So then it became a chase between who's going to tell my mom's first, but what's the best way to do it? Because, you know what I'm saying, that somebody from the family or even a stranger telling my mom's, yo, good luck with your son in cancer. I'm not trying to have her go through that route, but at the same time, I'm not trying to tell her because, nigga, I'm not trying to be an asshole and survive this shit and kill my moms.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's tough.
So I called her and she's coming to see me soon. But just that, I mean, what are we talking about anyway?
Yo, man, I think talk about whatever you want to talk about. We ain't heard from you in 2 weeks.
I mean, y'all, thank y'all for supporting the 2 episodes that we did live down at A3C.
Yes. Well, we only dropped one so far.
But okay,
Yeah. The Steve Rifkin one is
Oh, no, but the 2 interviews I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
We dropped the panel, but the Steve Rifkin episode.
Yes.
And the A-Track.
Yep.
So they've heard from me, but they haven't heard from me in this current state. I mean, long story short, I've been having these stomach pains for a while. Been trying to get them checked out. They weren't properly diagnosed. 2 Sundays ago, whenever this comes out, my stomach was at this point where it was so painful. Checked in at the hospital. The minute I sat down, man, they started taking care of me, ran me through some CAT scans and some x-rays. And the doctor sat next to me, and this nigga did not mince any words. He looked at me and said, you have colon cancer. You have to have surgery tonight. I was like, fuck it, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, what? Like, my stomach was hurting. I got tired of this shit. And the way he said it to me, it was like, no time for like, what? No, it was like, yo, fuck it. Like, he said that shit to me like I was a soldier. So I was like, let's do it. So I woke up in the hospital feeling, I mean, maybe it was the knockout gas. I didn't feel no pain.
Right.
And, they continued to run all these tests. A major part of my stomach is out of me. Major intestine is out of me. They gave me internets, yo. Internets. I know the worst thing about being under anesthesia is you can't tell these niggas what and what not to do. Yeah. So I truly believe they saved my life. But if I even had any cognizance in the operating room, I would have been like, please, my nigga, don't give me no shit bag. These niggas gave me a shit bag.
Well, you do know.
I'm shitting in a bag.
Well, it's temporary. You know that.
It's temporary, but with a shit bag, I don't know. And once again, man, fuck all the PC politically correct shit. I got cancer. I can say whatever the fuck I want.
Your
right
hair
now.
is. You got an afro now.
I got an afro right now. Partially, I got a George Jefferson.
Like you got more hair than LeBron James because LeBron James got fake hair on his.
Oh, well, how's my edge though?
You look like
how's
you
my
got
hairline?
a lineup.
I got a lineup.
Yeah, it look like you got a lineup, right?
Yeah. So anyway, what was I talking about? Nigga, you interrupted
the shit
me.
Bag.
Yeah. So these niggas gave me a shit bag, man. I'm not too cool with that. So I'm out here walking in these streets. Internet. So when y'all see me, don't give me that exuberant hug, my nigga. Because the accident might happen.
Yo, act like he got a gat in his waist.
Yeah, act like I got a gat in my waist. You get too close, that shit'll brap right all over your tan pants and shoes, my nigga. You want that?
Oh shit.
You want that? Don't no extra. You know, right now it's temporary scarf hands.
Oh shit!
Not on the love shit, but just
treat your fist bump. A fist bump.
Fist bump. Treat your boy Ginger. Nah, fuck no scarf hands. Never no scarf hands. So I got out the hospital, man.
Yeah. And
it's a fight. I'm not even gonna tell you it's not a fight. It's gonna be a long fight. I'm getting second and third opinions. I'm looking at, you know, the possibility for surgery is not a possibility, but the possibility for chemo is definitely strong. And I'm really looking into seriously looking into, you know,
alternative
like holistic
care.
You know, your boy believes in that shit, so I'm gonna attack this shit. I'm gonna be fine. I ain't in no pain. This is the best thing about being inside the hospital. The food sucks, by the way. Oh my God, the food sucks. They gave me some salmon that was pressed wood.
Oh,
nigga,
shit.
Your boy lost so much weight right now. Your boy lost so much weight. I don't even recognize my legs. No shots to, you know, the Combat Jack listeners that of the Jewish or Hebrew faith, man. But right now I got concentration camp legs, my nigga. My shits is 2 sticks. I say this with love, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking so crazy right now. But the one thing you got to tell me, King.
Yo.
You know, we've all had friends, right?
Yeah.
And family members, they get sick.
Yeah.
And they go in the hospital and you come out. And you look at them niggas' eyes and you be like, that nigga might not make it.
Yep.
Them niggas got the eyes that they seen.
The weary eyes.
They seen Jesus. Just, my nigga, I'm looking at you right now. I know my face is crazy skinny and shit.
Nah.
Do I got them like them crazy? I seen death.
You look like honestly, you look the same. Like your eyes, your temperament. Yeah. You know, I was smoking a little bit, but I think it's the same shit.
Your job.
I noticed that on the second day you were in the hospital. Yeah, you just had that major surgery. Then you looked a little like, damn,
like this nigga's touch and go.
How's he going past this part to get strong?
It was like this touch and go. Just tell you if you
just go.
Listen, if your nigga looking like he ready to die, tell me, man.
Not now. You look a whole.
All right, because I be seeing niggas that be on the men.
Nah, you don't. I would tell you.
I be seeing my niggas that be on the men, and I be hugging them and shit, and gently because they might have a shit bag or whatever. Types of situations hanging out of their asses. And I look in their eyes and I see they got that. I just don't want that look, my nigga.
Nah. Yo.
No, listen, I can't laugh.
Explain that. Walk us through that, because I know sometimes we try to not crack too much jokes.
No.
You want you to get out of control.
I'm still sensitive, so I can't laugh.
So the ha.
So like when I get a good laugh going on, I be like trying to whittle. I be trying to melt that laugh down. So the best way I can laugh is ha 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 ha. But I'm not being a corny nigga. I'm not being disrespectful to you. If I'm doing that, your words that you said to me have brought me great joy and have induced me to laughter.
So if they have the privilege to get you to do the that's a win.
Yeah, it's a win.
That's like a Walk of Fame star.
It's a win. It's a win.
That's a like.
That's a retweet, my nigga. That's a retweet. What else we talking about, King?
A lot of shit you missed, man.
What I miss?
You probably was semi disconnected from Trump and his shenanigans, and
I'm so glad I'm not on Twitter right now.
Some of the pop news, like Cardi B's engaged.
Oh, I'm happy for Cardi B, man.
What else, man? Jai, you want?
What was I going? Oh, the Texans owner.
Owner
of Houston, Texas.
We're not gonna let the inmates run the prison.
Yeah, Robert C. McNair.
Yo, we still on this shit?
Huh?
We still on this shit?
I mean, it's Sunday. Well,
it is.
Yeah. Right.
We're recording this on Sunday.
On a Sunday, and so football was the day. So yeah, it's still a thing. I mean, everybody played it when it came down to it. I mean, I know that if people are asking the question right now a lot, are like, what are the players going to do? Like, is anybody going to quit? Is anybody going to decide to just, I'm not playing no more. I'm not showing up to practice. I'm not showing up to XYZ to really push the protest forward. I don't know if anybody's really in a position to be doing that.
It's just crazy to me, man, how, this has become, and I've said this before, I don't want to dwell on this, man. I want to get back to some funny shit. Just how this has become a whole thing about what are the owners and the players going to do. There's not been one conversation about how we're going to change the system. This whole thing is about the police brutality and justice system, and how so many, innocent, people of all colors, but primarily people of color, because the numbers have been going up, right, Joe?
Yeah.
These cops are shooting everybody right now.
People get
bang.
Cops kill people.
Bang. Cops kill.
That's one of the headlines we use on.
Yeah, cops kill people. But it's so far. It's so crazy how far we got from this. But let's talk about something else, man. Let's
Black Panther's coming out.
When is that coming out? Is
Black
in February?
Panther comes out February 17th, February 16th.
I'm gonna go there.
Year.
Hopefully, you take the shit bag out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you want to walk through Wakanda with a shit bag.
I don't know. I don't think nobody wants to sit next to me in a theater with shit coming out my side. I want to see that. Yo, Ja, thank you for being on this recent episode of the Combat Jack.
Yeah,
Current.
no, for sure. I mean,
how'd that feel, man? Being on the Combat Jack show with no Combat Jack.
It was weird as fuck.
Yeah.
It's really like being in somebody's crib and just like they ain't there, and we here in a seat of a place that means something to a lot of people, and it ain't no
thank you, man.
Jack there.
You wanted.
We did the best that we could to pretty much tear down and destroy everything that you worked so hard to build over the past.
I love it.
7 years or so.
That is fantastic.
We tried to defile and just.
That is fantastic.
I can't wait to read the comments. It's going to be amazing.
That is fantastic. Thank you so much, John.
You're very welcome, sir.
King, anything else we need to address? And then I want to take a break from this.
Yeah.
And of course, do the outro. Oh, internets, we're not stopping. I mean, there's so many names that I want to thank, man. I don't even want to insult one person it's because I can't mention the 10, 15,000 names that hit me. Thank y'all again. If once again, man, if this is any indication of how me and my team have affected your life, then I'm so humbled. And I'm definitely not going to stop doing this shit. What's up, King? You getting emotional on me? I cried with King.
My nigga.
Nigga, you didn't. Yo, nigga, man. Listen, let me tell you something, man.
Walk him through it.
No, man, you know what it is, man? It's like there's so many acts of kindness. And when you start calculating, like life ain't easy in New York. Life ain't easy in the U.S. Life is not easy. So when you start calculating just the amount of work and pressure and brain power and maneuvering, and not even just letting the show go, but just, the support. And like, when I sat down and looked at King at one point in the hospital room, and a nigga ugly face cry. I ugly face cry.
Yeah.
And I don't give a
Yo, I looked at Mika like,
I don't give a fuck.
Is this gonna happen now? We gonna get them buckets.
And so I was talking to King, and I was like, yo, man, I appreciate you so much, and I love you. Nigga, you ain't even buckle, man.
No, that's not true.
I didn't buckle the way I didn't buckle in front of you.
Give Mika the mic for a second. Mika, you were experiencing that very emotional moment.
Yes,
when I broke down.
Yes, I was there.
Were you surprised when I broke down and King was there?
No, I was waiting for that. I thought that was gonna happen. At some point, I thought that was gonna happen.
Why?
Just because it's fucking King. King is doing he's doing everything.
Only thing King is not doing is changing my shit bag, and I don't want you to change my shit bag. You will not have to. And then in the hospital when I had to pee. Oh shit! This is let me side note. So my son, one of my fancy ass sons, 19 years old, he comes into the hospital room, and my son's been very supportive, by the way. So it's 2017, man. They give you these little plastic jugs to pee in when you can't move your ass. So I had a little plastic pee jug. So this nigga, I sent him to the best schools, and he's all educated. And he's like, Father. I was like, yo, what's up, son? And he's like, where art the chamber pot? So I was with I was with my ex's moms and the rest of the family. And then, in my family, when you say some shit that's out of hand, you getting cut. We all laughing at you. So I was like, what? He said, where is the chamber pot? And niggas, we cut him a new ass for even talking that Shakespearean shit. Like, that nigga felt corny afterwards. Like, I'm talking about, you mean this pee bottle? This is the chamber. Father, they call it a chamber pot. Internets, if y'all up on your chamber pot, what's the word? Etymology, man. If he's correct, hit me on these internets and let me know. So anyway, man. But anyway, I say all that to say, man, like, King, I was crying my heart out to you. And this nigga look at me like, nah, nigga.
Okay, no, he didn't. He actually, he was looking at you. And then you started doing the ugly face thing. And he was like, huh? And then he looked over at me and he was like, And he looked back over at you. And then he looked away and he looked down and he was like, this close to maybe shedding a tear.
You had a tear, man?
Close. He had watery eye. It was a little watery eye.
Well, why are we doing this right now?
I don't cry in front of niggas. Directed at niggas. I guess I don't cry at people and don't get no tears back, dude.
So at that point, I haven't still processed this whole shit.
Right.
It's just like we just trying all collectively trying to band together. You know, on your behalf.
Okay.
So when you did that, that was probably the jump start to me, like really numbing down, if you will. You know what I mean? So I was like, fuck.
Numbing down or melting?
Whatever, melting, numbing. I was numb to the.
You was numb because we were thrown into this shit.
Right. So like when you did that, I was like, damn. Now that was like it felt like those 2 minutes were like 100 hours because it was slow motion.
Yeah.
Because I never seen you in that. I never seen you in that vulnerable.
I'm usually an asshole.
Yeah, so
I'm an asshole, right?
Jackass.
I'm a jackass.
I was told I was a jackass.
Yeah.
You know.
So anyway, I was still baffled. I was like, damn. Yeah.
So like that
point, you good,
so,
man, that you could hold back them tears.
You don't know, it's just situational. But I wasn't about to be boohooing, and the way the doctors were set up, they were in every 5 minutes. They was in and out the room anyway.
Oh, you didn't want nobody to see you crying?
You had some good, pardon me. You had some very beautiful, not all, nurses that came.
This nigga was in a hospital room.
The Spanish.
This
chick,
nigga was in my hospital room, sizing up my nurses. B.
The Guyanese, the Grenadian.
That was the light skin one.
Yeah, with the braids.
You too?
She had a little dunker.
Yo, you too, Jai? You was sizing up? I mean, now, how deplorable.
What
how disrespectful. Y'all niggas seen my ass rolling around and y'all was checking out fatties?
No, they were coming to, they were coming to the room. Yeah, they came to the room to make sure that you were good. It made everything was cool. I just happened to notice. What King is saying isn't a lie, though. Yeah.
There's some asses in the room, I will admit, but
it was cool.
I was, I'm not in no position right now to be sizing up no asses. A nigga. The nurse pants? Scrubs. You know what? I was just saying, man, that I hate scrubs. I miss the days. I don't know if this was real, those fictional days where nurses dressed like nurses, goddammit. Like the male nurses wore white, and then the women nurses, they wore like, some fly shit.
The white dress with the with the little.
Everything is all triangle,
little.
Florence Nightingale, like all of this scrub shit. But I'm glad y'all niggas found some sexual excitement from this new wave, type of. Listen, man, I think we're wasting the internet's time right now. We got a great episode. I'm gonna have so many stories for y'all. Internets, we got like. Thanks again for coming around. Enjoy this episode, and I'm gonna be here, man. All right, we're gonna take this to the top. Once again, internets. You know what I'm saying? Continue to raise the bar wherever you are. And lastly, for real, #combat cancer. King, next episode, please remind me to talk about how the Bloods kind of like have inducted me, and I don't know what that means, but every now and then I get that strong Bombat Benson. I feel galvanized.
I think we should enlist some alleged red flag wearers on the show on that particular episode.
Some particular
and let them
Bloods?
Explain to you what this all means.
Like
and your responsibility to the culture.
Wait. I mean, is this a bad thing that I may have allegedly been inducted into the Blood organization?
The historical purpose of that, was a positive thing, right?
I mean,
and that's what I think that a lot
of
the ones that we allegedly know that are part of that organization, they have a lot of positivity.
Okay.
So let's just find out how much positivity is a part of what they're doing.
Internet.
As it relates to you being inducted.
Therefore, so
Bombat Banter.
Allegedly.
I've seen it all over. Bombat Banter. I'm like, Bombat
allegedly inducted. I want to talk about that, and I want to know what that means, and because I'm not into that whole gang shit and this and that, but Still feels kind of interesting.
You got the Zoes.
You got the Zoes. You got
the
what was that mean?
I don't know.
That sound like me this morning when my shit bag exploded onto the bathroom floor. Listen, y'all, Ja, B-side Mika, King, thank y'all. Internets, thank y'all. We're gonna keep riding this shit. Yo, Jonathan Mena, Silent Assassin. Oh, this is what I gotta say, man. You know, over the years, I think, you know, because he helps, not even that he helps, he runs this ship. He steers this ship. And you've seen him on some of the other shows, particularly because he's so invested in the production of Brilliant Idiots. And to read, you know, Chris Morrow, man. Like, Chris Morrow has been such a rock throughout this entire process. And I wanted to shout you out personally, man. Like, we helped build this thing. You really the architect of this thing, man. I just joined on for the ride, and we kept hitting out some home runs, man. And you're not the emotional type either. I'm not crying for you, man, because I know your white ass is not crying back. Your white male ass is not crying back. But what I got to tell you, man, is I appreciate you so much, man, and the way you stand it for me. And I mean, I not that I would question that shit, but I just want to thank you and shout you out, Chris Morrow. You're the best business partner I've ever had, and I love you.
Don't have no more moments, man.
You know, the last thing I want to tell y'all, man, is this has not been bad news for me. I don't know if I'm a weirdo, if I'm a glutton for punishment. Even this morning, man, when I was meditating and chanting, I really chanted for appreciation to be in this situation, to be challenged by the situation, to challenge myself, and beat this, to show so many people, man, that, you know, like just because something is something doesn't mean it's something. I know that shit sounds crazy, but I like that. But I say that to say, man, this is one of those times, man, where I myself, I'm very forced to honor and live by those words that I say every week, man. You know, dream those dreams, and then man up, woman up, and live those dreams, because a life without dreams is black and white, and the universe flows in technicolor and surround sound. Love you all. Blah.
3, 2, 1.
Today's episode of the Combat Jack Show is brought to you by Sonos. When I received my Sonos package, the first thing I did was hook it up in the bedroom and in the living room of my apartment. And I was jamming to that new Big Crit album. With Sonos, you play whatever you're listening to in any or every room in your home. A song in the living room, a podcast in the kitchen, maybe even the sounds of the ocean waves in your bathroom. Better yet, play the same song in every room. You can play your existing music service or discover something new with Sonos. Whether it's curated, on-demand, free, or subscription-based, Sonos has you covered with access to a growing list of music services. And with the Sonos app, you can control everything: songs, volume, room, all in one easy-to-use place. Sonos is offering you 10% off one order of $2,500 or less for any product on Sonos.com. This offer is available for a limited time only and cannot be combined with other discounts or promotions. Use our promo code JACK10, that's capital JACK10, at Sonos.com to receive this limited time offer. And now, back to the show. Internets, you are now listening to the Combat Jack Show podcast. Yo, I'm gonna be honest, man, this is super weird right now, man. You know, as you all know, the big homie, the OG, Combat Jack, is battling colon cancer, as he announced on the last episode last week. This is the first episode post the announcement, and, you know, unfortunately he can't be here right now, as he's, fighting a good fight. Hopefully we'll have him on at some point in the near future, like in the very, very near future. But, you know, I'm pleased to announce that he's out of the hospital and he's, stepping foot in this new journey. You know, I ask that you continue to support, by sending a tweet at him or a DM, Instagram, Twitter, or if you got his contact, just send him a nice word or email. You know, his spirit is amazing. You know, give and take the circumstances, and support from the community. You know, it would only add to it. So please, man, if you you want to shout him out, please do. Don't hesitate. Just, holler at him. He'll holler back, in due time or whatever. But just keep it going, man. We're going to keep the show going, obviously, Loudspeaker Network. Yeah, man, so today's episode, I got some homies of mine, I think we're going to call it the Crew Love episode. No guests. We'll do that another time. But I wanted to gather some of the people who are close to the show and support the show. So you're going to hear maybe some people you might not be aware of. You might see them on Twitter. You might have been scared to holler at them, and so on and so forth. I got the big homie at Mr. Hip Hop Obama, my dude Jason Jolly.
Yeah, man.
Is it cool for me to say that?
Yeah, I don't care.
Right.
That's what's on my Twitter.
He's the editor.
That's what my mama called me, Jason, and everybody else called me Ja.
Ja. Are you Irie? Like, what's the Ja from?
The Ja. All right.
I
So
always wanted to ask you that. Like,
I never told you this story.
Like, I was like, yo,
Okay.
he must be on some Montego Bay shit, Rastafari shit on the low.
No, it's not even that. It's really like way dumber and way simpler than that. But it kind of worked out in my favor, I guess. So prior to me doing anything in the entertainment industry, any that kind of shit,
And you are the
I'm the associate editor at
associate
Bossip.com.
editor at Bossip.
Yes.
So all of the news, pop culture, melanated pop culture,
Yeah.
content.
Yeah. All the ridiculousness, all the jokes, all
You
the crazy
are
headlines.
Stamping all of this shit.
Yes, absolutely.
Got it.
Myself and we have an amazing team of our writing staff is crazy, man. We have a good time at work playing with these words and just, talking shit about the news.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
okay, so prior to all of that, I was working this little like bullshit like scam job.
Oh man.
And at this job,
You was scamming?
I mean, it wasn't a scam. I kind
The
of
job was scamming, but you weren't really scamming. You just were trying to collect the check.
All right, this is what it was. We were selling products, but we already kind of had what we needed to sell the products, and we just had to really talk people through agreeing to buy these products.
Right.
And so that's what we did. It's kind of like working at the boiler room.
What kind of products though?
It was all kind of stupid shit.
Edibles?
Like no, not even that. It was like car wash kits,
Dame Dash
and
oil?
like Dame
Motor oil?
Armadillo.
Bandulu polos,
Association.
Polo Association horses with men riding alligators with swords and machetes.
Yeah.
So at this job, we had computer logins, and there was already a couple people named Jason who worked there. So the computer login was just your name. So the first Jason was Jason, the second Jason was Jaso, and as far as the computer login, the third Jason was Jace, and then it was me. It was just Ja. It was just two letters. It was just J-A. Yeah, wherever. Yeah, whoever.
Like
Yeah,
they ran out of creativity after J-So.
yeah, right. They just kept taking one letter off. And so when it got to me, it was Ja, and people just in the office just started calling me Ja. I met one of my best friends there. Shout out my man Sterling Sims, and he took me to studio sessions with him, and we would just be around the industry. And he was writing records and doing his thing, and he would introduce everybody to me. I mean, say this is my man Ja,
Right.
and that's
That's
it.
Ja.
That's it. And so
Ja
everybody,
now.
everybody I met prior, I mean, being in the music industry and
Have you
entertainment,
gotten free weed by announcing your name is Ja?
a couple times.
Yeah.
Not a lot.
My youth.
Ja Rastafari.
Big and tough Ja.
Yeah.
Rastafari.
Yeah. Man, it was cool. It's cool. Like everybody, people respond to it that way. Like, oh, Ja Rastafari. Oh,
Yeah.
God. I'm like, yeah, all right. That's what's up, bro.
And next to you is a good friend of mine. I don't know how I knew. I don't know the first time I met you or whatever, but I know you on Twitter. And I wake up in the morning. There's a few people that get
We
on
didn't
Twitter.
meet on Twitter, but you followed me after that. I think after
Yeah,
we met
but-
a couple,
that's something like that.
something like that.
So when I log into my Twitter account or open the app, there's a few people every morning who I can rely on to be seen. Like they say good morning, top of the morning, whatever the case may be. And this one right here, for some reason, she's at 7 or 8, whatever time.
I wake up early.
She's on fire, and I'm like, yo, who are you mad at?
I don't even be cursing at
You be
anyone.
on that Donald
You
Trump.
cursing, but you just be your tweets are so fierce. Like
I'm just like unfiltered.
I'm like,
so
who you
you know, like
sending
when
shot-
you have
who you
like
subbing?
the thoughts inside your head, And you just kind of like, sometimes they're just not nice. Though.
So you don't sub nobody?
You be on that.
Huh?
You don't purposely sub anyone?
That doesn't happen all the time. It's just that
Sometimes.
you happen to, it's just crazy, just have to be a little few things going on.
It should be
that
hot.
have to speak
and
on.
You know how you want to jump in, but you like, damn.
I don't do this
ain't trying to
every.
get caught with a blicky
He acts like
either.
this happens every day. It like really doesn't.
But when it happens, it's like, oh shit, who? And you never see the who. It's like,
yeah, okay. So I've had
You got like
moments.
murder mysteries on your
I've had
Twitter
moments
timeline?
where I vent, but the thing is that when I vent, I'm like one of those people. Like even if I'm going through something shitty, I'm gonna make a joke about it.
Right.
Like I have to laugh about it. So even if I'm venting, like it's really the utmost sarcasm.
It's just like I'm just talking shit about this bullshit. That
Yeah,
I'm
I'm just
going
like
through.
but it's just like and plus like if I have something to say, I do. I'm like I'll be on Twitter just like blah, 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 you know. And if I'm annoyed, like whatever.
Does that get you in trouble?
But
Does that get you in trouble?
no, because really mostly I'm on Twitter for the jokes mostly.
That's
like,
what it's supposed
he
to
can
be.
Listen, he's not telling you the truth because like really he can tell you like I'm really on there like most of the time I'm like sarcastic as fuck, right? It's just like I'm just saying shit and people are like, yo, you're crazy. I'm like, it's mostly jokes. Like I'm there for the jokes really just to chuckle a little bit. I'm there to laugh at celebrities maybe like, I'm there to like, it's just...
yeah, all right.
It's like fun.
It's supposed to be that way. That's how it started. It's not that no more.
I am. If you look at my timeline, like it's not all like feisty shit. I'm like really joking about a lot of things. Thank you.
It comes off as like super feisty.
It's not.
It does.
It's not. Now I don't want you guys to follow me because he created a bad impression of me.
so
like
now your
he meant to, you know what I mean? He didn't make me sound like super
Twitter,
fun
ladies
and like,
and
hey, hit her up on Twitter, guys.
Shout out to
like,
Mr. Morris. Mr. Morris, at her brother, at it's me Wandy. Is that it?
Yes.
Spell Wandy for him. Everybody.
WANDIE. It's me, Wandy.
There you go.
Yes. DMs are on all that shit.
Oh my God.
Also in the room is his good brother. He's our photographer, a visual creator for the Combat Jack show and a bunch of other shows. If you're close to the show or you've been around us probably over the last couple of months, you probably heard me tell these stories about a gentleman who traveled with us to Los Angeles.
Yo, we're not going to talk about that story again.
And yeah, man. Man, I'm going to just call him AKA Lay Down.
Lay down. I can't get nothing cool. I can't get no fly shit.
Mr.
Like,
Brother Christopher.
That's funny.
That's brother.
I don't know. I feel like you earned that
Christopher.
nickname. I feel like you really earned that nickname.
you want to know something funny? I have fell again like a couple weeks ago.
See?
I had chipped my tooth too, so I got to stop. I chipped my tooth. I felt good though, because I'm a New Yorker. New Yorkers
From the Bronx.
I'm from the Bronx. You
I'm
gotta have a chip too.
New Yorkers fall a lot. I'm
not saying that. What I'm saying is, you're not a real New Yorker if your teeth ain't chipped. One of them at least.
That's true. I dated two kids with chipped teeth.
I'm just saying.
Two guys with chipped teeth because Nas had a chipped tooth.
It's not bad either. Like, I can still eat pussy like a champion too. So
from Brooklyn.
You from Brooklyn?
Yeah.
They were from Brooklyn?
Who from Brooklyn?
The two dudes with the chip tooth.
Yeah, they both are from Brooklyn. No, wait, one was from Washington Heights.
Wait,
One was from Washington Heights, and the other one was from Brooklyn.
Okay,
Because Nas had a chip tooth. I was
Bigger.
like, ooh, I like that.
I like that chip
I was like,
tooth.
I like that chip tooth. Look,
it's not even a
thank you.
big chip. It's like, you know what I'm saying?
Listen,
You know.
and then when he got it fixed, I was like, nah, I don't know. It was like better than I was like,
They got
you
accent
ain't
to
need
it.
to do all that. I liked you already, boo.
I feel like gap tooth is the new chip tooth.
That is.
I feel like
Gap
we
tooth is so
taking over. I feel like
trendy.
there's
Shout out
like
to
a
the
gap
gap
tooth
tooth women.
My
Yeah, the
mom
gap
has
tooth
a gap
gang.
tooth.
Does she?
Mm-hmm.
It's a good lady right there.
She's in. She's in
Yeah,
style.
She's in style right
My
now.
teeth like nah. It's
She's
like nah. It's like
we
nobody
coming
want
together.
that shit.
We coming together
We need
right
the
now.
gaps, all right?
Yeah, no.
So
That
John,
is. It is. I be seeing a lot of cute little gap chicks out there. Like
Yeah.
my friend has a little cute gap.
A little cute gap that just sit
Yeah,
like,
I
yeah,
mean-
pretty little lady.
She is. She's very cute. She got a little cute gap.
Pull up her
look cute.
Instagram.
we all follow
I just
her
want to
right
see
now.
her. She described it. I just want to
No,
see.
she
I mean,
is.
you know, put it out
believe you.
there.
But
So hold
yes,
up.
Gap
So,
is
John,
the new like.
you're no stranger to the show. You was on the show a couple years ago.
Yeah, I was
When
on
we
the.
were our transition.
I was on the Foxy Brown episode.
You was on that episode?
Yeah, I was on the Foxy Brown episode. That was.
So, internet, if you're new to the Combat Jack show, please go back into our back catalog on iTunes.
It's a lot of
SoundCloud,
classics in that back catalog, boy.
and check out the Foxy Brown interview. Ja was there for that.
Yeah.
That was a dope interview.
That was
too,
a
man.
super dope interview.
We did 3 hours with Foxy Brown.
Oh yeah.
She went through 3 boxes of tissue.
Yeah.
And about 2 different
Damn.
battery hearing aid changes. And when she did that, that's when I knew this shit wasn't no
Yeah.
bullshit.
No, she gave long
Not
talk.
that I didn't believe it,
Right.
but you could. Like, nah, she's all right.
You didn't realize
Yeah,
how
when
serious
When
it
she
was.
changed
How-
it was like, yo, she really got to go through this shit.
Mhm.
And then it got to a point where she just took it off completely because she got annoyed. She's like, I don't need this shit.
Never mind.
I read words. You know what I mean?
But even like in talking to her, I would see how hard she was concentrating on my lips. Like I'm trying to see exactly what
Right.
you're saying, because if I don't, I may not. And that was some real. I was like, damn.
But
like,
that's
it's
some
really
real
for
shit when you have to rely on your other senses and stuff. Like my great grandmother, she was blind, but she was like real, like her senses were like all the other
Yo.
ones were like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
no.
that's probably like how, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that's probably
Yeah.
the thing with Foxy. Like you have to rely on your other senses, like you know what I mean, like her sight,
And
you know what I'm
really
saying?
know
reading
and
your
see-
lips and
right.
stuff like
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah, I think Stevie Wonder is relying on all his senses.
That nigga ain't
Right.
blind.
Stevie Wonder ain't
he
blind. I'm
different,
listen.
though.
I'm gonna tell you this.
You don't
I
think
swear.
so?
I'm
He
gonna
ain't
tell you.
blind.
Listen.
I feel like
Magic
nobody
don't
with
got
hair like
AIDS.
that. You gotta be
Look,
blind.
Chill. Yeah, you see that hairline?
God bless him though.
Look,
I love
the
him.
first, like, my
listen,
first-
you gotta be blind. You gotta.
I don't
be.
know. I don't believe that. Listen, the first job that I had in any of this shit was I was Mario's personal assistant.
No.
Yes.
What?
Singer Mario?
Yeah, singer Mario.
Chris
Man,
Rock
what was
looking
that
nigga?
like?
I wanna-
It was-
Is he a diva?
Huh?
He's a diva, right?
Looking like a baby
All
Chris
the
Rock.
R&B niggas is divas.
He's an interesting cat. Like, he got a lot of shit going on in his life, and like he was a cool nigga in some extent, and then it was like a lot of just he had a lot of weird shit that was going on with him too. But the reason I say that is because one morning he did an interview with Stevie Wonder at Stevie's radio station in LA. And I was on the way there. It was like 9:00 in the morning. I'm tripping. I'm like, oh shit, like Stevie Wonder.
Is it one of
Like,
those
what-
things where you thought he could see because you were high?
No,
'Cause
I'ma
I've
tell-
been that high.
Let me tell you the
before.
story. So we go to this radio station, and he has an office. He has a room he records in.
Yeah.
Stevie is walking around this joint like freewheeling, like just out here, just walking around. And
Yeah.
I'm like,
Was he touching the walls?
not really. He was just
What?
walking. That's why I'm like, yo, Stevie, like.
But you gotta.
He didn't have a
No, he had his
Ain't
cane
mine,
with him,
son.
and he had like an assistant, like a woman that wasn't.
Well,
that-
that's why.
No, but I'm saying she wasn't like guiding him. He was just moving
What?
around. Like he left from his office and walked across the hall to the
That's why you're
station.
like, he
I
can
was
see.
I was like, this nigga Stevie can see, man. I don't know, man.
this is a hoax.
Stevie.
That would be fucked up to fake a blind disability.
Yeah, but
though, I
what
feel
would be
like.
the like?
What would be the reason to
The
fake?
reason,
I
like,
had no
yeah.
idea.
What-
It could
what
be
we-
total bullshit. Everything I just said could be complete
Skeleton, your
bullshit.
closet.
But I just
I'm
know
saying, like, he's a talented brother.
Like
That's a talented dude.
He's a talented brother.
That's a very
Know what I
talented dude.
So, John, just let's talk. You've been on the show. You probably about 3 years. But actually, before we get into what you do at Bossip, tell us how you got hooked on or exposed to the Combat Jack show.
Oh, okay. I just told Reggie this story at A3C.
Yeah.
And he had no idea. The first time, the Combat Jack show was the very first podcast I ever listened to, period. And not only was it the very first podcast I ever listened to, the reason I listened to the show was because the night before or sometime that week was the Watch the Throne listening party. And my whole timeline was going
So this
crazy.
is PNC days.
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
Oh man,
And my whole timeline was going crazy because apparently there was some incident with D. Omen.
Shout out to D. Omen, yes.
And everybody on my
Hold on,
timeline
let me
was like,
stop
oh,
you
it
for 1
was
second.
killing him. And I don't know D. I've exchanged.
Let me get on my Combat Jack shit real quick. Let me interrupt you.
Go ahead.
Yo, and I don't say that maliciously either. That's just part of his
No, that's what he does. No, I be in my
So-
car listening to comment like, yo, Reggie, shut the
It's-
fuck
it's
up, man. Let him
strategic,
talk.
It's strategic,
He
but
can do that.
He can do that.
the internets don't know that during that time, that probably was the most sensitive time for like digital niggas,
How so?
because it was a lot of cats doing fuck shit
Mm,
that could have got hands on them. You know what I mean?
right.
There was even that shit, right? So if you remember that Watch the Throne episode, Mike Dean was he called in.
Yeah.
The purpose of him calling in was not to celebrate Watch the Throne, but to talk about how this blogger, shout out to D. Omen, that's water under the bridge now, but you know we
Right.
just revisiting.
I mean, yeah, only reason
part
I
of
brought it up is
history.
because you asked me. That's literally how I got
Nah, shout
hip
out
to the
D.
show, though.
But like, you know, he in the blog game, you want to be the first dude with the content, right?
Yeah.
Especially when it's
The hustle is to be first.
a moment or
Pretty much.
a moment or an event. You want to be that dude, like at least in the first 5.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not mad at him. He came to the joint. I think it was in Central Park or something like that, and he wasn't supposed to bring a recorder. It was off limits, and he bought a recorder, but he recorded it to my knowledge. It was recorded like in a low bit rate, and when he put it out, the quality was so poor. But people went to his site
Just
because
to
they were like,
see-
"Oh shit, he got the tracks."
Right.
Mission accomplished, right? Because he got the clicks, even though the audio wasn't.
It wasn't great. It was short-term glory.
And I would assume from a producer perspective, that's not a bad thing. At least it wasn't good quality, because then people would have ripped that.
Right.
And then
It would have been out.
right, pretty much, right. But the quality was so bad, and the fact that he did it flamed Mike Dean and others. And then that episode, the Watch the Throne episode, became it was the we're gonna vent about this kid,
Right.
that did something bad, horrible.
Horrible to
And you
culture.
had Mike Dean, I believe, low key. Shout out to low key. He called up,
Shout out to Low.
wilding out about the same thing. But yeah, continue.
Yeah, so like I said, all those like Low and Kaz and like a bunch of people on my timeline, people I knew that were up here were like all talking about this thing that went down at this, and I didn't know at that point. I didn't really know most of these guys.
Right.
I just knew this was like the niggas who was in New York, and I saw that everybody's talking about this thing, and Watch the Throne is getting ready to come out, and apparently this guy did something dumb in there. And when I think it must have been a tweet or something that I saw. I don't know if it was something that was retweeted from you or from Combat or from Dallas. I don't remember exactly what it was, but somehow I found a link to the show talking about what the situation was. I think I listened to it on SoundCloud the first time. And when I heard the conversation, yeah, it was kind of a mess, but I was like, this is like a conversation that I would have with my niggas. This sound like just some cool dudes talking about a situation that's going on, some niggas that I feel like I would probably relate to. So I just started listening to the show. And at some point, I was running the Bossip Twitter. For most part, I still run a Bossip Twitter. So I saw Dallas had commented on some Bossip story, and I was like, oh, that's the nigga from
Oh shit.
the Combat Jack show. And I saw he followed us, so I followed him back and just DM'd him like, yo, I fuck with the show. That shit is cool, whatever. And that was the end of it. And we ended up, long story short, we ended up getting going to Summer Jam in 2013, and that's where I met Combat.
Wow. And then you came on the show after that.
And I came on the show after that.
That's crazy.
And
I didn't know
was-
that.
Yeah. So that's how the Twitter, like that's how this shit. That's how I found out about. And I didn't know about podcasts, but I never listened to one.
Right.
Didn't.
What's your favorite episode?
I know what mine is.
Wow. One of my favorites was the Shot Money XL.
And Twitter fam, as you're hearing this episode, feel free to tweet your favorite episode of the Combat Jack show. You know what I'm saying? Please.
Yeah.
I
The
feel
Shot
like the Beanie Siegel.
The Beanie Siegel episode was an
Shout out to
amazing
Beans,
episode. Obviously, the Dame Dash one is.
I
Gonna
just
be
remember listening to it like the whole episode. I was just like,
Wait. Well, we didn't interview.
like I was
we
on the
didn't
edge
interview
of my
Beanie.
seat the whole.
Wait, let's correct that. We didn't interview Beanie.
That's tax.
Taxstone interview. Shout out to
Okay,
Tax.
sorry.
Oh,
Technically,
beloved.
okay.
Yes, that's loudspeaker. But I'm just saying that.
Right,
you know,
right. Yeah.
I want to give credit to the right.
Well,
to the right
I don't know
people.
what to call it then. Oh, I would say session.
Session.
Like that, whatever that episode was.
Or
Oh, the
he was there
BBC
twice.
Well, he was
Oh,
there twice. So the
yeah.
second time was him venting on the Meek Mill shit.
Right.
I think
No, but
that
like
the first one was
Yeah.
more.
The first
We
one
haven't
was a
heard
real
from Beanie in
interview.
a while. It
Yeah.
was more, one-on-one. The second one was like impromptu. I think DJ Self was on that episode.
yeah.
And he came in, pulled up, and it became a DJ Self Beanie Siegel
Shout out to
situation.
Self. Self had leaked
Yeah.
the video to that, and we kind of owe niggas for some money for that. So Self, if you listening,
Yo, say what?
I was just saying, like Self.
He
leaked
owe
the
you
footage.
money?
He don't owe me money, but he owes somebody money that owe me money.
Now too.
He owes somebody money that owe you money?
Yeah, so Self, if you want
So
to
why
pay
don't you
up,
just talk about the dude who owe you money?
Yeah.
I don't want to
talk
shout
about
him.
Self.
He got an, you know what I'm saying? I had shouted him out already on a Rock Nation podcast.
Self mad cool.
Yo, why you dry snitching on podcasts, though?
I'm not. I'm just saying. I said somebody owe me money.
You got his
said,
number? You can text him?
I said somebody. Nah, you know what though? We gonna leave it at
Yo,
that.
Bronx is always doing some extra shit, man.
Yo, Shake, man. Yo.
Oh,
Wow.
Ain't no beef, Shake. I just want some money and I want some
Wow.
communication, bro.
Yo, Mena. I don't know.
Wow.
You gonna have to edit
Yeah.
this. No problem.
All right, I'm gonna stop.
It's
Over
going,
here.
it's going up in here.
I'm gonna stop.
Yo, it's all positive.
Yeah,
vibes.
I know.
yeah,
I'm sorry. Yo, Reg.
Hold on,
I'm
hold
sorry,
on,
Reg.
hold on.
I ain't mean to take it there.
It's all positive vibes, man. I don't know nothing about no IOUs. Yo, listen. How did you get introduced to the Combat Jack show?
Oh man. Yo.
How did you get introduced to the Combat Jack show?
My boy, shout out to Dwight. This bitch nigga named Dwight. He put me on to. Wait, I ain't mean to take it there either. My bad.
Yo,
my
listen,
bad. My bad.
check this out.
My
Check
bad.
this out. Check
You
this
got
out.
it for that.
I don't want to
Yo,
interrupt
this
the
is his
story.
version of falling.
All I want to say is you cannot fall down after you talked all this shit.
I know. I'm not. I'm
Fall
good.
down.
I'm good.
And I'm
There's
talking
no
that
way
story.
you
good.
can fall
I'm gonna tell
down.
that
nah.
story to the internet
I'm
too.
good.
Look, you
Yo,
can never
I'm-
fall
I'm-
down
he's
again.
I know.
Cash.
After
Y'all
going
gonna-
crazy
Come on,
on.
come on.
Everyone's
Yeah.
gonna talk about me falling out, right? Like
Alright,
3
okay.
times,
3
maybe
times.
4.
Fair
I can't remember
enough.
much,
All
but
right.
you know, shout out to Dwight. Dwight put me on to combat back in the PNC days.
Okay.
Dope.
Yeah, so like my first, not even my first, my favorite is the DJ Envy interview.
That was a good one.
The Envy joint had me hooked. Like
That was
came
a
home,
good interview.
I came home from work. I wanted to get high, but I wasn't smoking weed at the
They
time.
should call that episode "The Flesh Is Weak."
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because at the time I thought about cheating on my girl, and I was like, "Yo, nah, I'm joking. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
This
kidding.
podcast
Wow,
is
he
gonna change
jumping
his
all
life.
the way out the window.
Podcast
Wow,
is gonna
nice.
change
I
his
swear,
life.
Damn.
I swear,
Bronx
yo,
niggas.
I
Jump out the window
swear to
from
God,
the
that
first,
was the
then
last
go to
one.
the second, then jump
That was the
out.
last one. Miss Shara, I was not gonna cheat on you. I swear to God, I wasn't.
Oh.
Nobody.
Miss Shara?
Nobody.
How old is she?
Mushera, my
okay.
former fiance. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know, we used to be Muslim and shit, but
We
yeah.
used to be Muslim.
She probably is, but I ain't no more.
Would you eat pork now?
We learning
Nah,
a lot up
I
in
just,
here.
I'm just, I'm just chilling. I ain't really sweating no religion right now. This ain't about no religion, though. Like, you know, yeah, like if y'all want to get religious, we could after this. We can make salat. You know what I'm saying? But that DJ Envy interview had me hooked when I came home from work and shit. And I usually go to sleep, but because I worked overnights at the time, and I came home, I watched that shit, and I was up for the rest of the day. Like, I didn't know Envy or anything about the nigga prior to that. And then after that interview, I'm like, yo, DJ Envy can hold down a solid episode of podcasting for, not for nothing. You know what I'm saying? I used to listen to the Casey Crew joint, and
Yeah, shout out to that. I fuck with the Casey.
yeah, I fucks with the Casey Crew. I stopped like a year ago though. You know what I'm saying? We gonna leave it at that. We ain't gonna get spicy, but shout out to DJ Envy.
We're not gonna get spicy now, right? After you already got spicy, but all right.
Shout out to Envy though. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Reg. The Envy joint was amazing. Yeah, that's probably my favorite episode.
Dope.
You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
cool.
So, Ja, going back to you for a second.
Okay.
Okay.
What's the day-to-day like for the associate editor of Bossip? I mean, you guys are nonstop 24/7.
Yeah.
Late breaking news.
Yeah.
From the Kardashians to Ray J
Anything.
to Game to
anything that's happening on Twitter, to anything that's happening on Instagram,
Tenacion, however you say the name.
and everything in between. Daily. Get up in the morning and start seeing what happened last night. What I missed out when I was asleep.
Is Bossip like ESPN where you got inside alleged sources?
Oh yeah,
that you kinda could pull?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, our tips emails stay robust.
Do you get a bunch of filler, or is it substantial emails? Like,
some of it is. I mean, some of it is like the random bullshit that just like nobody cares about this. Somebody wants.
How do you know like when to like let's say you get something and it sounds juicy. Like, do you do research? Do you have the other person to do like? How do you?
Yeah, I mean, if somebody sends us a tip about somebody who once somebody on the staff knows, or we can get in contact with their people in some kind of way. If we have a relationship with somebody that will at least talk, I mean, that might help the situation some. But at the end of the day, everything that just comes in the tip email can't be believed. And we're not just going to post any old thing just because somebody put it in the tips emails and said, oh, I seen this person sniff coke off stripper pussy and then do this. That's not going to get you posted on the site.
It has to be like real solid evidence.
Yeah, if you call us and say we have a picture or we have this video, then it might be something to talk about as far as our, you know, if we have to arrange some kind of meeting or have to find out more information. But we got lawyers. We can't just print anything. And if we're going to print something, the thing with Bossip is that it's less about, we find exclusive stories. We have a senior editor who goes to...
But you also got to keep the, you know...
we feed the people who want to read about celebrity gossip and entertainment fed. But our whole thing about it is we're going to make it funny. We're going to present it in a way that you're not going to really hear it anywhere else. Like, it's not really like my boss, shout out to Marv, like, she doesn't really do, like, the tea and the shade and all that extra shit. Like,
no shots.
Yeah, no shots. But I mean,
it's not about shots. It's just not her thing.
The voice of Bossip is not that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we're trying to kind of poke you a little bit more. We're trying to get you know what I mean? We're trying to make this joke. We're trying to make the headline and make that thing go. Like, that's what, you know, having that perspective.
And they've like stepped up over the years. They were always like really funny, but then it's like now, you know,
our squad is mean, man. Our squad is mean.
Let me ask you, with the when you sift through this information, isn't it like time sensitive? Like, you don't have that much a window of time to figure out whether or not the tip is legit if the possibility of a competitor might have the same story. And the more you wait, the more time they have to get ahead.
For me, I don't look at it like, I mean, I guess if you get something that's good, you definitely want to act fast on it. I mean, I'll tell you this, like the Roger Sterling tapes, the former owner of the LA Clippers.
Right.
The first tape had already come out. We had an opportunity to get the second, third, and fourth tape that came out.
Yeah.
A solid week before they came out. Like, I sat in the office and listened to the tapes.
Damn.
The joints that wasn't even out yet. Because some lady had them and she wanted to sell. Oh, it wasn't even a lady. I think it was a guy, but I don't want to do all that to them. But the long and short of it is that I heard the whole tapes and all the shit he was saying, and I was like, wow, like, this definitely is definitely going to lose his team. Like, there's no way he's keeping his basketball team after that. But that was something where it's like you're coming to me with real evidence of something.
Yeah. A
real tape, a real video, a real picture, and
it's like something that can't be denied type of
thing. You know, and if it's that, and if we see it and our lawyers look at it and they determine it, then we'll go with it. But not everything is just going through there.
Sorry.
No, it's good.
Do you ever things ever come across you and you're always like, not touching that one? Do a lot of things come across you like that where it's like, oh yeah, I'm not touching that one. I'm not touching that one.
I say this, I don't think...
Because I know there's like has to be some sort of integrity in like running a blog, because like when it comes to like having things and people sending you stuff, I'm pretty sure it's like you have to maintain some sort of integrity. So I'm pretty sure things come across you that you're just like, we're at a crossroads here. We hit a fork in the road. Now where do we go?
Can't do anything with that one. Yeah, I mean, there's some tips that come in sometimes where it's, more often than not, I feel like it's a matter of, it's not even that we won't touch it because there's some political reason necessarily not to touch it. It'll be more like we just don't believe this, what you're talking about right now. Or either that, or it's just you're trying to tell us about somebody who nobody cares about.
Yeah.
and this is like,
it's like, no, we're not going to get any. Yeah,
that doesn't do anything for anybody. Whatever it is. Your cousin knows somebody who used to date some girl that used to be best friends with
never
Keisha
your
Cole.
Mind or whatever the expression is.
It's just like, all right, come on, man. Like, get out of here with that.
And you guys recently you transitioned to the TV world, right?
Yeah.
With the WeTV.
Yeah.
We had a 6-episode run on WeTV, Bossip on WeTV. Shout out to all the folks over there at WeTV.
Is it over?
Well, it was just a 6-episode test run. The whole idea was to basically run these 6 episodes, see what the feedback is like, and give WeTV an idea of what we could do on camera and if this medium would translate to a TV show.
Yeah.
And see where it goes from there. And I think that as a staff and as the production, our executive producer and the whole production staff, like they did their jobs, and I feel like we did our job, and the numbers that came back were good for what WeTV wanted to see. Right. From a brand new show with brand new faces who nobody knows. Like nobody on the staff had any TV experience or any real prior exposure to the public. So whatever people saw was going to be their first impression of us, brand new out the box for the most part. And so hopefully we hear something good by January. Everybody's just waiting to see, what WeTV is going to do. And we're going to do some other stuff with them in the meantime. We're working on some things.
And also you're now part of the Ed Lover Morning Show.
Yeah, the Ed Lover Morning Show. Yeah, we recently got acquired.
Shout out to Moni Love.
Shout out to Moni Love. Shout out to Krista Hayes.
Shout out to Krista. Yo, Krista.
That's good people right there,
so
man.
Dope, man.
I appreciate you because you introduced me to Krista.
Yes.
A-King introduced me to Krista, and that was a beautiful play, and everything came together just like it was supposed to in a million different ways. So I appreciate that, man.
That's lovely.
Great. But yes, awesome, great. I'm drunk a little bit.
Shout out to Jameson.
That's some great.
Shout out to Jameson.
That's some great.
Like,
Jameson is some great.
I'm drinking this Jameson. You come over to me with this appreciative, emotional shit.
I know, right?
So you're on the Ed Lover Morning Show with Moni Love.
Yes.
Moni Love is still every hip hop dude's crush.
Word.
Yeah.
Posts.
She tells me that. She was like,
90s.
"Yo, I go to these
Moni
shows
in the middle. Where they at? In the middle.
All of these niggas like, yo, all your favorite
Moni
rappers.
still look like
they
she's 22.
No, yeah.
Well, 25. Okay.
Yeah, no, Moni.
In the middle.
No shots. I'm just saying.
No,
over young her. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
Moni.
Yeah, no. Moni.
Shout out to Moni Love. I met her at what's that spot that y'all like in Atlanta?
That y'all like.
Delia's.
Oh, yeah, you real anti-Delia's. Shout out to Delia's chicken sausage. You real anti-Delia's.
Yeah, that shit is.
Why you hating?
Bad experience?
Nah, it's not a bad experience.
You're gonna have the whole Atlanta. You're gonna have the whole Atlanta
overhyped. It's like, you
talk
gotta
about talk that shit.
I know we be in New York.
I
have mad places to eat here. Thank you. I've had better.
You're gonna have a whole zone 6. You're gonna have a whole north side.
All right.
You go ahead.
Listen. I
told you we ain't shit, right?
I got enough love for Atlanta. Buckhead, Bankhead, North South, Decatur, Stone Mountain, all that. Love it.
I like Atlanta.
I'm just saying.
We were just talking
I'm
about.
not too fond of that particular.
I get it. But you said, so you met Moni there though. That's what you're saying.
I met Moni Love there.
Yeah.
Ow.
And I had a fanboy moment.
I'm sure.
I have a Moni Love story.
I was not letting her leave that place.
It doesn't involve Moni Love though. I had sunglasses on one time and I was volunteering at the marathon. This is like mad years ago, right? I'm volunteering, but I had sunglasses on. So some guy comes up to me. He was like, "Are you?"
Oh shit.
Hold on, right? This is like the best. No, wait, this is the best. You gotta hear this, right? So he's like, "Wait, are you Moni Love?" Right? So all I did, I didn't even say anything. I just lifted up my sunglasses. And then he goes, "Oh yeah, you're not her." And I was
like, hold on.
He goes, "Wait," but then he goes, "Oh, but you're cute too. What's your name?" Right?
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, yo, keep it pushing. I'm walking. I'm doing the freaking, marathon right now. Like I have a bright orange jacket.
Right.
But he came up to me like, I have a bright orange jacket. It
Niggas
says
don't
volunteer, right?
I'm
pretty sure Moni Love.
We always know though.
No, but listen, she got better things to do, right, than to get up at 8:00 in the morning
and do a marathon.
And you know what I'm saying? Like she not getting up to volunteer. I got paid, but it was like still, she's not getting paid chump change to volunteer at the marathon, right? So it's like I have this shit, a credential that says volunteer, like in big letters on the shit. This guy comes up to me and he's like, "Are you?" And he's all like starstruck. He's all like nervous.
That's
hold on.
That's what Moni does.
Are you Moni? And then I just had to lift up my sunglasses.
Wandy,
I'm like,
hold up, Wandy, you should be no strangers to this because I know you get cats DMing you all day, every day. the art of shooting your shot. Sometimes
It
you
ain't
want to
dry. It ain't
Listen,
dry.
she only
Only
fried.
time you want to shoot. Got to do it.
Sometimes you want to shoot your shot, and you like, damn, it's not the right time.
No,
and
you
and
can
you're
tell by
confident-
the look
wait,
on
wait,
his face.
and you're
He
confident
really
that
thought
you might
that.
have that shot again.
I mean, do
but there's,
I?
wait, and there's sometimes where
Moni Love?
you just have to do it,
Face
right?
covered?
You too brown for Moni Love.
That's
what I feel
Moni
like.
light skinned than you.
An
Yeah.
opportunity occurs, and you have to like, you know
it.
what? Because then you're gonna feel so fucked up afterwards.
Like, why did I just?
Like, fuck,
I
I
should've
didn't
just-
shoot my shot.
I looked
So
at
he
him
probably
like
saw
was
you.
nuts, so I'm pretty sure after that he probably was like not trying to like, because I was just like,
No, stop being humble.
Love me.
Stop being humble. Cut that out.
Nah, I don't know. When somebody tells me I look like a celebrity, I think that I'm like, all right.
Go ahead with
all
the
right,
bullshit.
all right. Okay.
What are some of the
Goodbye.
celebrities?
You're just trying to. I've been here before, buddy. I know what you're doing. Sorry. Very nice.
Why you?
Come on, son.
Why people?
A guy told you look like a pop and so. Come
Wait,
on.
now,
Come on.
Now,
Come on.
now you got to give the benefit of the doubt. It could be some way to mask his way into shooting his shot. All right,
She
I
looking
shot
enough
my
like
shot.
Moni Love.
Shout out to BK
I used to
Tidal
get
Wave.
what's her name when I was
Nobody.
younger.
Huh?
You shot your
and
shot with
thinner.
BK Tidal
I
Wave?
used to
Nobody, huh?
get
Yeah.
from Top Model.
True.
Wait,
Hold on.
Sandy brown hair.
Oh,
also
damn.
like her.
Wait.
Yo,
So,
so you
I
know,
guess that's it. I
BK
don't know.
You know BK Tidal Wave?
I've heard
Yeah.
of BK Tidal Wave. I'm not like super familiar with
Go
BK
ahead.
Tidal Wave.
ISIS,
No.
Biggie. Yeah, of course we know who
You
Biggie
shot your shot with Ice.
Tidal
With,
Wave is.
you shot your shot with BK Tidal Wave?
Yeah,
She
I
mad
mean,
real, son. She
Yeah,
mad
I'm
real.
saying that type of realness is attractive. So I was
You eat a box?
You got her number?
yo, I don't got the number yet, but if she listening,
I feel like
yo,
she's somebody who will fuck you up. Like she one of them type of bitch.
I'll take
like
it.
she'll square up. So she'll be like, the
Just
fuck?
don't fight me. Don't fight me though.
I
Don't
feel
fight me.
disrespected, my nigga. Like I feel
Don't
like
fight
she'll
me.
square
Don't
up.
fight me. I can protect you even though you don't need it.
I
can
still
treat
feel like
you.
she'll square up with
All
you.
I
know what
gotta
I'm
say is
and
safe,
she
though.
might get a 1-2.
check out the Tax Stone episode of tax season with
I
Rel-
heard that
Rel
episode
Carter.
is a funny one.
Rel
Carter.
and
Me and
BK
was talking
Tidal
about
Wave.
this. Yeah.
That
Yo.
check out the video. I don't know if there's any
That's a
video.
funny-
There's no video of that. Shout out to Shake
check out-
again because you
check
know
out-
there's no
stop.
video of that.
Wow.
Oh, we stop. We
Guys
stop.
on a roll
Check
tonight.
out that episode, and you're gonna see, hear the wildest shit ever. You know what I mean? But going back to that, like, you know, I saw Moni Love, and I was like, she's not. I'm in Atlanta. We're not in New York. I gotta let her know how much of a fan I am and a stand boy for her.
Right.
And I did that. And we took pictures. I told her who I was, and I was hyped because she knew she was familiar with who we never met in the physical, so she knew the show. She knew who I was, and it was
Right.
like, oh shit.
Yeah. Moni
man.
is super cool, man.
And then
That's dope.
we're still waiting for the episode too, Moni. Shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Word. Oh.
Ooh.
So
I'm a harasser when I get back. As soon as I get back, I'm gonna see Moni on. I see Moni on Thursday. I'm a harasser. I
Like,
let her
hey, you
know.
better hit
Like,
combat.
Hey, come on, man.
Shout out to
So
Moni.
like I'm on the Bossip website right now. So I'm just gonna read off some
I've
of the
been reading
titles.
Bossip
Okay.
long time.
Some of the standout ones.
It's been about 11 years.
Love at
When
first.
when like blogs were still like relevant, because now it's like about the IG
when Bossip
blogs.
website wasn't, you could when you log in, it was like a little weird, quirky.
Listen, I'm somebody.
Everybody
I'm
had
full of
bugs.
information.
Oh,
Even when I was like,
Bossip
doing
site.
like public relations stuff, like, cause you have to like know a lot of stuff. I was reading mad blogs. I was reading it was Young, Black, and Beautiful at the time.
YBF.
This is when Media Takeout used to actually break real stories. I know they're like
Yeah.
a fool. I don't want like
Clickbait.
to.
They got a lot of
negative.
clickbait. They got a lot of clickbait.
I know
No,
they're
it ain't-
kind of
it-
fugazi now,
It ain't
but
what it
listen.
used to be.
No, they're not.
It's
fugazi.
okay.
Media Takeout used to really break
Wait,
real
when you-
entertainment stories.
Right.
Bossip, I used to read. They used to have a Latin one called Lossip also, but that one got shut
Yeah,
down.
we-
This
we-
is
we
how
were on
bad.
that
This
phone.
is like
Yeah.
I'm telling you, my information is like
She
people
knows.
don't understand. So
knows.
I've been like, I used to want to write for. I used to be like, yo, I can write for a fucking blog. I'm like, I can fucking do this shit easy. You know what I mean? But anyway, I used to read mad blogs. I used to read mad newspapers. I used to read mad because you have to fucking whatever. But I've been reading Bossip a long motherfucking time. I used to always love Bossip. And I used to like Young, Black, and Beautiful, but they, kind of like didn't keep up the momentum. Yeah. I guess, because you know what it is? It's like now it's about the Instagram stuff because
It changed a little
the
bit.
Instagram is like, look, you put the post right there, and if it's like you read it, whatever. If you want to know any more information, link in bio. That's everything. Look, here it is. This is the story. You got a little picture. Maybe you might have a video. Link in bio, and then you whatever.
Well, that's the thing.
I think that's just another tool.
It is another tool, but that's how mostly people get their
but they have
entertainment news now.
Right, because it's a quick feed.
Yeah.
But I think that these outlets have their built-in audiences that's still going to go on their website.
Well, that's
still
the thing
gonna
about
download
it.
the app.
That's the thing that's different with Bossip is that, you know, a lot of those sites that you were talking about, you know, came about around that same time,
Yeah.
but a lot of them are not around anymore.
Exactly.
And that's not even a shot. I'm just saying. For
It's
the
not
fact
a
that-
shot. It's just that if you don't know the proper tools to, I guess, maintain that momentum, it's not even like it's not a.
Or you just
personal
bow out the
thing.
game and choose.
Yeah.
I know a couple of.
Lossip went
just,
early. I don't know if you remember that. Lossip was
No,
like,
it was our site.
really?
Yeah,
Because
well,
I used to read Lossip,
the-
and then one day it was just gone.
So this is what it is. So the parent company, we recently got acquired by Interactive One.
Okay.
Radio One. The parent company originally was called Mogul Media Group. Mogul
I feel
Media
like I
Group
vaguely remember.
was Bossip, which was the flagship site that kind of spurred everything else
Right.
on. But it's Madame Noir, Hip Hop Wired,
Yes.
Lossip, Mommy Noir was a site that was up at one point for like Black mothers, site for them. They had a couple of different web properties at a certain time.
Okay.
So yeah, but Lossip, it's crazy that you read Lossip because
That's
like,
listen. I've been reading.
my boss is
blogs
going to be
long
happy
time.
to hear that.
That's why I try to tell people. I'm like, listen, my knowledge is vast. I know about blogs. I've been reading blogs a long time.
Yo,
long
do y'all
time.
think blogs is
The
dead?
first blog I
Yes.
used to read. Let me tell you something. Blogs are dead, but the first
said
blog
they
I used
aren't?
to read, they're kind of like.
No, I'm saying, did you say they
Like,
aren't or
right
are?
at this moment
are
in
a
time.
little bit.
Okay.
Right now, they're a little. But the first blog I used to read that was lit as fuck. Let me tell you something. There's real people who are listening to me right now that are gonna feel me. The first lit fucking blog that was like a real entertainment type blog was the Real World Road Rules blog that had all the fucking gossip. Hold on. Listen, people
Christ.
listening right now.
No.
Yo, the real
Oh
fans
my
are gonna
God.
feel me.
I'm gonna hip you. To
They
something.
had all the gossip. Who was dating who effed who, whatever. Who was mad at the
Christ.
producers.
I'm about to let her know
Who,
something real
blah,
quick.
blah, blah,
Uh-oh.
blah. That was like the first reality type entertainment. And mind you, this is even before Bossip Lot. This is like when it was like
The 90s, early
yo.
90s?
Yes.
Yo, listen.
Late 90s
Late
even
90s?
or early. This is like I'm in college reading this shit like and watching the challenges like ooh I
You
know
about
the
to shut this
juice.
shit down.
That was like the first
Let me tell you something.
entertainment reality type.
For all the
blog.
combat army out there that's listening, her name is It's Me Wandy. If you know anything or
WANDIE.
yes, if you have any clue what the F she's talking about,
Because I have
Real
zero-
I
fans
have
gonna
no-
feel me.
and I know our audience they going, what the
So
fuck?
That was listen.
I
That
have-
was the first. Listen, only Real World Road Rules. Like, and people like they gonna watch. Somebody gonna be like, I remember that shit.
It's Me Wandy.
It
I
was
used
lit.
to fuck with that shit back in the days. I used to
Do you
fuck with them
remember
shits.
that? And it had all the gossip, the real, and that, mind you, that was like the real
Both of y'all
only
from the Bronx, right?
reality show that we.
Yo.
But remember, like we didn't have a lot of reality in that day.
Nah,
now
not at all.
everything is reality show.
Real World,
Real
kicked off all
World
the
Road
shit.
Rules was.
That was
it
the
was like
first
wow.
reality
No,
shows.
like shout out to them because like that was like real groundbreaking.
That's
shit,
what
yo.
I'm trying to
Like,
say.
The first real roadcast
Right.
and the
Yeah.
first real
They had
roadcast,
gossip
like,
for
that
when the
was some shit.
camera stopped rolling. So at that time,
That
you
shit.
did not have anything like that for reality entertainment. Reality entertainment was still brand new at the time. So you didn't have a blog that gave you that inside scoop to your favorite shows. And at the time, the reality show was motherfucking Real Road Rules and the challenges.
Right.
So it was like, that was the first blog that really gave you like all the back scoop. And I remember I used to read that one. That was like the first entertainment reality, whatever. And then I elevated obviously into like, you know, Bossip, Lossip, YBF and
You had some crazy shit.
etc. Yeah. I'm telling you.
So like, so Ja, tell me like the she's talking about the reality world, right? Reality
Right.
show world. Did that provide another lifeline for gossip content and pop culture content?
I mean, I guess there's so many of the shows now, and so many people watch them that I guess it is.
So each person has his own subplot.
Yeah, to a certain extent. But I mean, at the same time, like it's only gonna be from each reality show. There's only gonna be certain people that are gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
Like it's not like, you know, and it's not any like as a black blog, we're not covering like every single reality show. If something happens that's worth talking about, we'll talk about it, or we'll do, we'll put something up about it. Or if somebody, but outside of Love and Hip Hop, Real Housewives, and maybe Bad Girls Club, a couple of our editors like Bad Girls Club, so they post all the Bad Girls Club fights. I don't watch any of that shit, man. I be, concentrating on some other
I was going to
shit.
ask you, are you required to watch some of that?
No,
not required in
nobody.
the sense that they're asking you to do it, but because the nature of your
I
line
think
of
we're
work,
required to pay attention to pop culture in general and find the things that we find interesting that we can bring to our audience and present them in a way that they will fuck with it.
right?
Like there's we don't have a huge staff, but there's enough of us where everyone kind of has their own interests, right? Mm-hmm. And the whole idea of Bossip is that it's one voice. Mm-hmm. So everybody on the staff can take whatever it is that's coming from pop culture that's funny or crazy or, OD or whatever the case is, and just try to make it funny and try to make it interesting for the people that read Bossip and they're looking for this kind of content presented in this kind of way. What you were saying earlier about the some of the other sites going to Instagram is, when you look at those Instagram pages, they're just basically giving you the news. It's not really written from any particular perspective. It's just, this is the story. This is what happened. This is what someone's saying happened.
It's not like a perspective. They're not giving you like a funny perspective or a...
And like I said, it's not a shot, but they're just not, their model for what they do is not based in being creative necessarily.
Yeah, it's just like they're not putting it in a funny way.
They're not putting it
in a sad way or any way that that's relatable.
It's just giving you the news about this is what this person said about that person. This is who's pregnant or whatever the case is. What we're trying to do is be creative and, present these things in a way that nobody else is going to say. And it's proven to be effective because it's funny watching our Twitter page and the type of people that follow us now is totally different. Like we have our still core people of, people of color, and that's what we're here for. That's what the site is about.
I have a friend that just said she followed just because she's like, oh my God, these headlines. I'm like,
that's people up there. And I've
been trying to read Bossip forever, whatever.
But that's what people love, and people have taken to that, and that's kind of like what we're cultivating as far as the
new fans.
New fans and people who maybe are just now tuning in. But like a lot of the people. At one point, I felt like Bossip was like a dirty little secret that people were reading and maybe didn't want to say they were reading. But the truth is, one of the first interviews I did when I got to Bossip was with Jamel Hill.
Shout out to Jamel Hill.
Shout out to Jamel.
Yes.
And like me and her got cool and like that's my homie. But like,
shout out to you. For those who don't know, go back in the earlier this year episode when we did the Jamel Hill and Michael Smith episode. Our brother Ja made a play for that, you know what I mean, and made it happen. And
I just know what the culture needs to hear, man.
It's one of my personal favorites of the year, actually all time.
That was an amazing episode they did. That was an amazing episode they did. But what she told me is basically what I already had kind of started to feel was that like, a lot of people read this shit that might not say they read this shit. But she was one of those people that like one of the first big public figures. And at the time she was on ESPN, but she was still coming up in ESPN. But, she would retweet the story and she would engage with us on Twitter. Another one, Angela Rye.
Shout
out to Angela Rye. I wish her happy birthday the other day, but happy birthday again.
Thank you for the alley on that too.
Yeah, for sure.
Now she's LSN.
Now she LSN. Right.
Happy birthday, Angela Rye.
Yeah, happy birthday, Angela Rye. But, got cool with her and she, engaged with us and like showed support. And like a lot of people that follow us now are what people would call respected journalists, quote unquote. And everybody on our staff is more than capable of just writing straight news if that's what we wanted to do. We're having fun doing this. Like this is what we enjoy doing. Right. But, we got the Wall Street Journal social media editors and all the BuzzFeed social media people and, the Guardian and Huffington Post and respectable New York Times. And they all follow us because they see what it is that we're doing. So we just pushing, man.
What's the top 5 Bossip headlines.
So I read.
Wait. Don't answer that yet. Let me go back. What are some of the hot topics in the Bossip community right now?
I feel like it changes from week to week. I mean, obviously now it's Cardi and Offset, right? Like everybody was
Yeah.
hyping about Cardi and Offset.
Is that real? Was that just a?
I think that's real.
Think it's real. Yeah. I believe them. I totally believe both of them.
I like them
You know,
together.
she Puerto
I
Rican
hope
and she's
it's
from the
real.
Bronx, so you know.
She's
She's
not
Dominican.
Puerto Rican. She's
I mean,
Dominican and
my fault.
Trini.
First of all, yo, you're gonna be in big trouble this episode.
I know, right? First of
Have you
all,
shouted out his Twitter
she's
yet? Enough?
Dominican and Trinidadian.
Where can they find this gentleman?
BROTHA_KRISTUF. No, Chris.
Blast them.
Christopher.
Blast
Some
them.
shit.
Y'all know who the fuck I'm at.
FUR.
Fuck out of here. I ain't scared of the internet.
Yeah, yo, listen.
I wish y'all
views-
niggas would,
You're
son.
gonna be in
Yo, this brother's his own man.
big trouble.
I will shoot all you
Yo.
niggas in the head. So don't play with me.
Wow.
Niggas will get finished.
Yo, Flavor
play with
Flav
me,
voice.
Yo, we gotta.
Don't edit that. Man, I'm sorry. Man, I'm sorry.
It won't matter. None of this will matter because Mena's gonna edit.
Duck
top
and
slice.
take cover. Like,
edit that
that's how I feel right now.
I don't know
Where
this
do you
kid,
keep
man.
the blicky?
Right?
I can't tell you that. I can't tell you that.
He's just like, pow, pow, pow,
I
pow.
can't tell you none of that. But I ain't
Yeah.
scared. I'm not scared of none of you niggas on the internet. I live in the projects, my
So
nigga.
yes, I believe that Cardi B and Offset love each other. Yes,
Me
I believe
too. Thank you.
it. I think it's sweet black love. And
So are we gonna hear more Cardi B Offset records? I'm not interested in.
okay, this is the thing about that. Like,
They just dropped something too. Migos and
Well,
yeah, I'm cool with them doing
but
records,
that
but don't make it corny.
you know that's gonna happen.
Because you know who fucked that up? I'm gonna keep it real with you, and this is not a shot, but I'm gonna say the truth. Like, Dej Loaf and Lil Durk fucked up.
Oh, making the try. Yeah.
You're not supposed. No, if they made a record together, make a regular song.
You ain't like my
You
Beyonce?
making this like the Dirk and Days and all that. Like,
That
I
shit
get
was
it, y'all
fly.
in love,
Like, just
but
make a song,
just make a
basically.
song.
Yeah.
Like,
Wait,
don't
hold on,
make
hold
on.
this
Don't make it
relationship
like-
song.
Wait,
Don't make this
Hey,
love. Some
don't
shit.
nobody
That.
show me
Some
that.
shit.
Yo, that shit was fly too.
Yeah,
That shit was
do
fly.
that.
I
No,
don't-
that was a hit record.
That was
but-
my song,
But Bow Wow
though.
was like a little kid.
That was my song, though.
I ate a lot of
Dirk is
pussy to that song, yo. That shit was fly.
But
The Dirty
I see
Days?
what you're saying.
Yeah.
But wait a second. Some shit I don't always digest all
I
this
think
shit.
you're talking about the Bow
I didn't
Wow
know
song,
that
right?
happened.
What?
Huh?
The song.
Yes, they have a song called. I think the song is called Dirk and Days, and they had a
It's called My
video.
Beyonce.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
And they like in the video, they like playing basketball.
They playing basketball.
and
I think he combing her baby hairs and shit. Yo,
Oh,
that's some fly
shit.
shit. I used to comb my girl hair.
I'm not
to
saying
that
there's nothing
song.
wrong
Like,
with combing
Yo,
your
remember
girl's
when Bow Wow
hair.
crossed
I'm
the
just saying
lines
that
in the
you didn't
video?
have to-
What was
I
that
just-
video?
chill.
He's like, yo, why he did that? I always wonder, like, yo, why you
Little
gonna,
nigga
how you gonna
hair.
have like a love video where you like, oh my boo, like be like,
Yo,
oh,
so-
boom, 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 boom,
Hold
cross
on,
the
hold on.
J and her eye, boom. You saw that, babe?
Crossing over my
You
baby
saw I
mom.
shot a J
So
in your eye, right? I'm
who's
cute,
the
right?
top 5 simps?
Sims.
Yeah.
Yo.
Let's talk about it.
Ooh.
And I'm not calling.
Who really got a girl though?
Yeah.
Don't nobody
I
really
see.
got nobody.
No, but you don't have to have the girls to be a simp. You can
That's
just have
true.
Somebody that's
simping,
just doing too much.
simping
You can still simp without a girl.
tendencies.
Hell yeah.
I mean, it's easy to just say Drake, right? Like people could just say Drake and be
Nah,
like,
that
Nah,
doesn't-
hell
Drake
nah.
on the
But Drake
next
is-
level.
but
That's
Drake is
Drake.
get- but
Yeah,
Drake
he-
is get.
nah.
But people feel like
Yeah,
when you listen to
yeah.
Drake music, it's
Yo,
like, oh, he emo. But Drake is
If
out
your
here
girl
clearly
acknowledged
doing work.
Drake,
I feel like Drake can look in my eyes right now, and I'm like right now I'm like, oh,
And whisk you
whatever.
away, and next
But then
thing
if
you
he
know-
looks in my eyes, I'm be like, oh,
Drake ain't got to do shit.
Drake will
for
whisk you
y'all.
away. You come back with owls all over your
I'm gonna be
shirt.
flipping like,
You
ah,
good. Like,
Drake.
I told my girl, I was like, yo, if he ever
Well, he
in
has to
town,
have facial hair. Drake has to have facial hair because if he doesn't have facial hair,
That's the only way y'all really
good.
like him.
I'm good.
he look
Like
a
girls
kid.
start acting real different
Why,
about
'cause he
Drake
light
when he start,
skinned?
when he grew a beard. They
No,
start
it's
acting
just
real
that
funny.
have
like-
you seen him without facial?
I wouldn't have
The
the
nigga
same
looks like a camel without
trajectory.
facial
He
hair.
looks like a thumb.
They
You like
started,
a thumb?
y'all was real thirsty when Drake
But when
grew
he
a
got
beard.
facial hair,
Yeah.
though, he kind of
I
like
wouldn't know.
a poppy with facial.
Just
I'm
because
like,
that nigga was
ooh,
doing
what?
deadlifts and had a beard, you think that
A
nigga
lot of
sexy?
facial hair saves a
You know
lot
how many?
of
You
y'all.
know how
It
these
does.
conversations I endured in the Bossip office when Drake grew a beard. Like they
So
was
he
like,
fine now with that beard.
ripped their
When he
ass.
had to shave it for SNL, I was like,
That was some funny shit.
Yeah,
That was Drake mixtape Drake. Remember the first mixtape? We had the pea coat.
I didn't like that Drake.
In the part,
he's rapping over Jay.
I didn't
Drake,
like that
Jay
Drake.
Dubby.
I was like, Drake is not fine, but I'll be in the club like what? But I didn't want to fuck that Drake. I wanted to fuck the bearded Drake.
So you give.
I wanted to
so
fuck
if
the
you
Drake
see
that grew a beard.
If you see Drake tomorrow,
But he got the beard, so yeah.
You give up the pom pom?
Yes, because he got the beard.
The beard.
though.
See, I told you they started acting like that when he got the beard.
He looks
I've heard this
fine
conversation
with the
a million
beard.
times.
The beard gang out here.
Man.
He looks fine
Beard
with
gang.
that beard.
See, I don't have one of them beards. Like my beard is like
No, you
slavery.
You gotta eat some
My
ass.
beard is-
I
my
gotta-
beard is rough.
Trying to grow my shit,
Like-
and I just figured, fuck this shit.
I just
Yeah.
let it
I'm
grow.
not gonna lie.
I'm
I'm a
just gonna be raggedy,
sucker
like-
for a beard, but you got to be like cute under the beard too.
Yeah, you gotta eat more ass. That's your, like, you know, you start
No,
eating ass and your beard gonna
ew.
grow.
I don't think there's nothing wrong with eating ass.
Well,
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I don't want to.
I'm
eat
There's
with it.
nothing
ass.
wrong with eating. There's nothing wrong with a man eating a woman's ass,
I don't want to eat a man's
right?
ass.
As long as his
however,
legs ain't up.
a
I'm
man
not
is not
eating
supposed to eat
y'all
any woman's
ass.
ass.
Nah, you
A
just
man's
gotta
not supposed to eat woman's ass.
I'm not eating
Any
y'all
woman's
butts.
ass.
Oh no!
Okay,
hell
yeah,
no.
yeah, then
You
hell
can't
no.
just be out here eating ass.
can't
off
just
of
be out
off
here
Yeah,
eating
TV.
nah, that's
Like,
disgusting.
Y'all be accidentally eating ass
How do we
when
get to
y'all
eating ass? Is
servicing
that something that's
us,
on your mind?
FYI.
Nah, I'm just.
Are you pressed for
I'm
that?
just
Like-
stating
I don't know if
fact.
y'all know that.
These
What?
is the rules.
I don't know if y'all know this, but y'all accidentally be like eating our ass when you be serving and
Oh, I know.
singing us. Anyway.
y'all.
Oh, I know.
I mean,
No, I do that shit on
it's
purpose.
but
When
that's-
y'all were
that's
down,
what it
it's like
is.
the shit's not that y'all. When y'all be like,
So look,
it's
you know
like,
what?
But in your
y'all
experience,
be
right?
doing it
In
anyway.
your experience, have you say, "Yo, hold on, let me instruct you."
Wait,
how to
hold
do
on.
this."
Let me turn around so you can eat his butt.
But I don't put that shit past. Like, it's not when eating ass became a thing on Twitter. I was like, go ahead. When eating ass became a thing on Twitter, I was like, that's like people been eating ass. Y'all just caught on to eating ass.
I don't eat no ass. I'm not eating no
It's
man's
part,
butt.
listen, it's a curiosity that if you're comfortable with the person that you're with,
I've been
to
that
each his own. You do
comfortable.
whatever
I
you wanna
still
do,
am
whatever
not
you want.
eating your butt.
no, I don't.
No, yeah, I mean that's
That's a preference.
Y'all butts is hairy
all, if
and
a
shit.
dude-
Like,
if
ain't
a-
nobody
like-
like,
But what type of man are you if you like that shit?
Good.
As long as your legs ain't up like Lamborghini doors, then
What?
you good.
As long as
If
what?
if your legs ain't up, you don't know the rules.
But okay, oh man, so how else is it supposed to dudes? Damn,
So-
I feel awkward
So
saying that.
how is a guy supposed to
Yeah,
be
thank you,
positioned?
Wandy. Go
Either
ahead.
way, it's kind of because even if he's on all fours,
Yo.
it's a little awkward, or his legs up, it's a little awkward. So how are you supposed to like get your butt ate as a guy
Come on,
with
Christopher, tell
dignity?
us.
I got y'all, so I'm gonna let y'all know. Here, you know, this is part of
At brother Christopher _Christopher.
hit me on IG.
And I don't
got a Twitter.
include gay dudes because gay dudes are flexible, so
Chill, I ain't-
they're like not
that's a
included. It's
different
like y'all
animal.
got a whole different level of flexibility
Shout out
that
to Travis.
does
but,
not extend to.
Nah, as long as your ass ain't in the air and as long as your legs ain't up like Lamborghini
So you have
doors.
How else you do
experience
it?
with
Nah,
getting
I
your
never
butt
had my
ate.
ass eaten, but I'm not against it.
You sound very experienced. And
I never had my ass eaten, but I'm not against it, to be
But
honest.
what, okay, so if a woman
you
wanted to
really
eat
never
your
got
ass,
your butt ate.
Never
You
had it
sound
ate.
like somebody who got their butt ate because I got questions.
never had it ate.
Because I
is that
don't.
something that
But
you
I know
would
girls
prefer-
that eat men's
You wouldn't
butts.
mind having that done?
I'm not against it.
And I'm dead serious.
A woman eating your ass.
I'm not against it.
I mean,
I'm
Wait,
comfortable.
but you've never experienced it
I never
yet.
experienced
Okay.
it though, so you know I'm not against it, and at the same time I'm comfortable with my sexuality. Was saying, yo, if
Look, if it's not a dude, it's not. Look,
as long
I'm
as it
not
ain't a
ignorant,
nigga,
so
yeah.
I always have to tell people, like, listen, it's only gay if it's the same sex.
But no, but I was
otherwise
gonna,
it's
Pretty
just
much,
but that's
kinky
yeah.
and dirty
Yeah.
as fuck. That's
pretty
it.
much-
That's
Like,
really the point I was going to get
Yeah.
to. This is the conversation that this part of the conversation is going to make a lot of people uncomfortable.
It
Shout out to
is.
Jameson.
But
Jameson got
it
us in here
is.
talking about ass eating and shit.
and all kind of shit. No, but we've had that
King,
conversation
you want
in
some more
office
Jameson?
before, right? Like,
You know you want some.
oh, that shit is gay. Well,
it's not unless it's
like
the same sex.
If you want to do, to me, it's like whatever two grown ass people
Do
decide
is
to do,
between
like
them.
that's their business. Like at the end of the day, it doesn't even fucking matter.
Yeah.
But you know, I get it. Like that's just the culture. That's what people want to do. Like,
Right.
that's just how, I get it. But like,
Ever since Janae, I whatever the fuck her name is.
Oh,
Janae
Janae
Aiko.
That bitch.
yeah, she ain't ass
Yeah.
meeting like a little mainstream.
Yeah.
Right? She
like-
was like, "Oh, you never ate ass before, girl? You tripping?" Like that's how she
Like,
made it sound.
I
Like,
was up in Jersey
what, girl?
eating.
We all out here eating ass. You late? Like that's how she made it sound. Like, okay, I'm tripping because
You wasn't on the
I ain't
wave.
eat no ass. Like,
You
and then
wasn't
you
on
thinking
the
to yourself like, damn, like Janae, I ain't going to eating butt. Like, is that me? Am I eating butt? Do I need to eat more butt? Like, how do I eat the butt? Like,
I don't understand the significance of a woman eating a dude's ass.
That's what I don't.
I mean,
no, but some do. Listen, some straight dudes like butt play. They're not gonna say, but so they like butt play.
I ain't say that. Hold on. Don't wait. Hold on.
You just said that you wouldn't mind getting ass ate, but that's butt play.
Hold up.
That's butt play. That's under the umbrella of butt play.
It's all right. That's the umbrella, but in particular, I'm not against a woman eating my ass.
Listen,
but anything else, let's put it out there. Anything else, it's like I'm not really cool with that. Like you gotta.
What do you mean anything else? What else is there?
I'm saying it's a world of shit that could be done.
Sticking a finger in your butt. Because I know some dudes who like when their girls stick a finger in their butt. You can't do that.
You put a finger in my butt, I'm going to shoot you in your forehead.
They're not going to tell their guy friends that. They're not going to, but I know because, you know, I'm friends with girls and we talk that some of y'all dudes like a finger in your booty.
Well, here's the whole thing about it, right? Like
it's not gay if it's a girl. I just want to point that out.
But let's really talk about it though. Like if like everything ain't for everybody, right?
It's not.
But if
you're talking
if you're into some shit,
I know, but that's what I'm gonna tell you.
There's nothing okay with that.
But
except if you're this brother right here.
There's some girls that love anal sex though.
Talk to them.
Yeah, of course they do. And you know why they love anal sex?
Is and they're not gay. They love fucking anal.
Because clearly there's something in their ass that feels good to them.
Stimulating them in a way that
Unless you're gonna tell me that there is a different biology of a man and a woman ass, then it's just about whether you like that shit or not. I feel like some niggas are into that, and some niggas are not into that at all. Like
that's not gay if you like your woman to. It just means that you and your chick are kinky. Like that's how I look at it because I'm open minded like that. Some people are like, no, that's gay. No, and also. You know what I'm saying? And also I have to tell straight guys the difference between a threesome and you having sex with two girls. Cause I've had this argument with many of my straight friends. Cause they'll be like, oh, I've had a threesome. And I'm like, so I have to ask them, I'm like, can I ask you a real question? I'm like, did you have a threesome or did you just have sex with two chicks? Let me explain. A threesome, everybody's equally partaking.
Everybody's doing things.
Everybody's doing everything. The girls are doing and this and everybody's kind of, you know, hey, dibbling dabbling, right? A threesome is not one guy who just has sex with this chick, then has sex. That's just a guy who's having sex with two chicks. That's not a threesome. That's cool for the guy, but a threesome, everyone's partaking.
If you don't eat her out,
so many straight guys get mad at me because they think they have threesome, and I'm like, I ask them, I'm like, and they have to like, they sit there and they're like so confused for like 10 seconds, like they're just like. Oh, and I'm like, yeah, you just had sex with two chicks. You know, like
that's what it was.
Yeah, like a lot of dudes just had sex with two chicks and didn't have a threesome.
I never participated.
You gotta go back.
I say we're wrapping up the end of 2017.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much.
I give it to February. This brother right here is gonna be on Bossip.
Who? Not me. I'm too low key. Yo, I learned from way too many low key gangsters.
Really?
First of all, I was raised on locks.
This podcast does not say low key.
I'm low key. It's a lot of shit. This is a smidget. Like I'm low key.
That's your version of low key. Okay. I hate to see you turn them.
I was raised on locks bars. I know how to move and maneuver in locks. You know, LOX, D block type shit. I was raised on.
Got you.
I know they don't get their ass.
They wouldn't be proud of the shit you saying.
They don't be falling when they get high and shit.
Blacks don't even want you to take selfies. Hold up. They're definitely not gonna condone.
Them niggas don't fall.
I don't be taking selfies. That was illegally done by you know who, Jonathan Mena, illegally taking selfies of me. Nah, but I don't. I forgot what the fuck we was talking about. So you know,
is there any willing participant? And I don't know what gender at this point, but they want to lick his ass. Just add him on.
Nah, wait, hold on.
Lick his booty. What did he say? He's open to it.
Wait, before we put that out there, you ain't gonna be no off the street.
He don't like butt play, but he wants his butt.
Hold on. Let me clarify now. With that. You can't just be this random girl. Like you gotta be. First of all, you gotta meet my pit bull, Nana. All right. Second of all, if we can't watch Grey's Anatomy on a rainy Tuesday, then you're not gonna eat my ass. Like not anybody can eat my ass. I ain't straight
The
up.
thing I don't understand
This,
is, right?
he said he's getting picky,
men
and
have
I mean,
tools.
Hell yeah, not any girl can
and
eat
not
my ass.
anybody could just eat
Yeah,
my
like
ass.
who the
Yo,
fuck y'all think
Trav,
I am?
Yo, I'm on IG Live. This is a very different. Yo, listen, internet. This is a
I'm gonna
very
regret
different
this shit.
episode of Combat
Yeah,
Jack.
this Combat
right?
Jack show.
Yo, we we're powering through our boy. You know what I mean? And what he's dealing with right now. We got some Jameson. And this is our way.
This is
having-
stuff. We might gotta change the name from Crew Love to Self Love, because I feel like right now we're just trying to really
It's some crazy shit.
It's a lot of crazy shit going on.
The game
out
is the
here.
But this
game.
brother
This
right
the
here is
sequel.
our visual. He might get a pink slip by Tuesday.
Chill, you're gonna let go of me? Like, I
I
dare you to find a better
But
photographer.
he's talking
and shit.
about like getting his ass. Like he's very curious about getting his ass.
I ain't say all that. Hold up.
He said he's open to
I said I'm open to it, and
Crazy.
you got to be white.
He don't like his butt played with, but he'll get his
See, I
butt
didn't think
played
this was
with.
when
Don't let
AK
that
when
go
you
over your
asked me to
head.
do this podcast, I didn't think the conversation. My whole goal for this podcast,
Blame it on this.
my whole entire
yellow and
goal
green.
for this podcast was to make Combat laugh and then make Combat cry. At some point, I wanted him to cry because we were saying nice things about him, and then I wanted him to laugh because we were saying some
Well, if you want to
crazy
cry.
bullshit that he would probably laugh.
Well, we
at.
did.
Well,
I think we accomplished.
I think
we accomplished that the first
single-handedly,
part.
I
I
think-
did. Yeah. I
Well,
think-
Reg, check this out, Reg. So I heard the PSA. You told me about it, and then I heard it when I was at the gym. In all seriousness, I was on the treadmill when I heard the PSA, the intro to the previous episode. And it was a good thing I was sweating on the treadmill because I was crying like a fucking bitch. And I don't cry. Last time I cried was when Ricky got shot in Boys in the Hood.
Oh,
Boy, for not real talk.
Word.
I was on the treadmill balling like a bitch because I'm like, y'all know this dude.
Not
And
GQ
yo,
and Juice.
nah, fuck out of here.
GQ had
Fuck
to-
that
yeah,
niggas,
yeah,
right?
yeah, GQ.
That's
yeah.
a little
Bishop,
different.
Bishop the fuck up. But now, I was like dead in tears and shit. Like I was sweating. So good thing that Puerto Rican bitch in front of me, she didn't see it. But I was crying like a baby. I'm like real. So I didn't care who saw it or anything.
Like,
but I wasn't doing all that crazy shit. But I was really like tears running down my face. Like I'm like, yo, I know this dude, and hearing him cry and doing all that on the mic made me cry. And, despite the tears and all that shit, like, I ain't fucking worried about none of this shit, my nigga, to be honest, because Reggie Osei is a strong dude.
For sure.
Like, this shit, fuck cancer. Who the fuck, bitch ass colon cancer? Ain't nobody thinking about that shit. We're gonna be back in the booth pretty soon, or either that or, anywhere else, and, it's lit, you know what I'm saying? Nobody fucking thinking about no bitch ass colon cancer. Nigga, this shit ain't nothing, nigga. Fuck out of here. I'll slap the shit out of some colon cancer. Try me, nigga. I'm from the Bronx. And that's that.
Don't fall. Whatever you do, say what you say. Don't fall, my nigga. Yo,
listen.
we gonna wrap this episode up. I want to send my love, my prayers,
Yes.
Yes.
and salutes to my brother,
Combat
the
cancer.
OG Combat
Love you,
Jack.
Reg.
Hashtag Combat Cancer.
Combat
Yes.
Cancer.
Damn
And
right.
for those who are flag repping, it's hashtag Bombat Banter.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, man. Like, this is weird as shit. Like, it's weird to do Combat Jack show
Without
Without combat.
Without
Jack.
combat.
Yeah.
And, I know we wilded out this episode and we talked about a bunch of shit, but like, what y'all have built here is cemented in this culture. What Combat Jack has built, what A King has built, what Chris Morrow and Jonathan Mena and everybody that, Just Blaze and Ben Hameen and Pete and Dallas and like, this is part of the culture. Like, hip hop it's changed in a lot of ways, and a lot of people, complain about it, and they don't like certain things, and that's whatever. But in this digital age of hip hop, this Combat Jack thing is a 5 mic classic album. Like, this is the thing that is going to live. There's hundreds and probably maybe thousands of episodes of
That are
this
gonna
show,
go down in history.
and this is going to be historical shit. And maybe we don't have a XXL, we don't have a Source, we don't have any like a bastion, a pillar of something that you can rely on that from a journalistic perspective or whatever the case is, you know, these things are still around, you know, and it's like I said, it's not a shot. I'm not even on that shit. I'm just saying that what Combat Jack Show is and what it's done for this culture and the moments that it's brought us, like, this is shit that's always going to be remembered in the history of this game. And so, salutes to the internets who watch this shit because, you know, obviously the fans are the ones that make the show, but salute to Reg and King and the whole team and everybody at LSN, man. Yeah. Like, this is that real. And, you know, I'm an associate editor of Bossip.com, and I'm sure it's a lot of people watching this show that's like, fuck all that reality show bullshit. I don't watch that shit. I don't pay attention to that shit. Fuck that shit. I mean, a lot of people do. You know, niggas be fronting about, you know, I don't gossip. I don't do this. Nigga, if I open up your text messages right now, your group text with your homies is talking about the same shit that we talking about on the site.
Right, exactly.
It's just what people talk about. But I'm not even going to go on that rant. My whole purpose of even saying any of this shit was just to say that I love Combat. I love A King. I love this show. Yeah. And, you know, this shit is important right here. And I just look forward to Combat getting back on that mic and talking the shit that he talks and continuing to do this show like he's been doing all this time.
That's a fact. Yo, thank you, man. Appreciate that.
No, real.
That was
that's
real.
that's for real coming from my heart. Like,
and I'm gonna just end the show there, man. I'm not even gonna do the closing because I prefer him to be here and let him do it. But y'all know what it is. Dream those dreams. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that.
That's perfect.
And get well soon, brother. Combat cancer.
We love you, bro.
Thanks again to Sonos for supporting this week's episode of the Combat Jack Show. Whether curated or on demand, free or subscription-based, Sonos has you covered with access to a growing list of music services in any room or in every room at once. And now, for a limited time, Sonos is offering the listeners of our podcast 10% off one order of $2,500 or less for any product on Sonos.com. Just use promo code JACK10, that's capital JACK 10, at Sonos.com to receive this limited time offer.
This episode of the Combat Jack Show is produced by Jonathan Mena, executive produced by A. King, and this is an official Loudspeakers Network production. I'm dead. I'm really mad y'all made me do that. I'm so mad right now. Please don't post that anywhere. I'm so mad at y'all. Bop, bop, bop.